Unless you're a diehard fan of Danish films, you probably first saw Mads Mikkelsen crying tears of blood as Le Chiffre, the main antagonist in Daniel Craig's 2006 Bond film Casino Royale. Although Mads had an illustrious career in his home country before that, his reputation skyrocketed after it, mainly thanks to his Dr. Lecter part in the TV show Hannibal, his Gallen Erson character in Lucasfilm's Rogue One, and his BAFTA-nominated role of Martin in the 2020 alcohol-fueled dramedy Another Round. Mikkelsen's chiseled looks and icy stare work wonders on the big screen, and we will see him really soon opposite Harrison Ford in the next installment of the Indiana Jones saga. But before that, he'll star as infamous Dark Wizard Gellert Grindelwald in the upcoming Fantastic Beasts The Secrets of Dumbledore fantasy film. While we wait for the April release of the Harry Potter prequel second sequel, let's inspect the Dane's life story to discover the origin of that memorable and dangerous gaze. If you're curious about him, keep watching to find out 8 things you probably didn't know about Mads Mikkelsen. While you're at it, make sure to click on the like and subscribe buttons to show your support for this channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon too. You'll receive a notification every time there's a new video available. We are constantly updating it with info on your favorite film, music, and TV stars and celebrities, so you'll be glad you did. Number 8. He learned English from American action movies and Monty Python. If you want to become a Hollywood star, being fluent in English is basically indispensable. Mikkelsen was born and raised in Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark. Although he studied it in school, it seems the reason behind his command of the language is a little bit weirder. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, the November 1965-born actor revealed that he really got to understand it by watching American action movies and listening to Monty Python records. We're not too sure if watching the legendary Dead Parrot sketch qualifies as learning English, but it definitely builds up a lot of vocabulary and feel for absurdist humor. Number 7. Being a trained gymnast helped saving his life in a motorbike accident. From a very early age, and before embarking on a career in acting in 1996, Mikkelsen was interested in athletics. He trained as a gymnast, wanting to pursue athletics, but switched to dancing when he was 17. He studied in Gothenburg, Sweden, and worked as a professional ballet and musical dancer for nearly 10 years. It turns out gymnastics has been helpful for Mads Mikkelsen in more ways than one. Believe it or not, his sporting skills saved him from sustaining severe injuries in a motorcycle accident. A passionate rider with a 1937 Danish Nimbus, one of his most prized possessions with an acrobatic background, he managed to somehow flip around in the air and land on his feet. In a similar sense, his physical abilities make him fit for a lot of roles in Hollywood where, according to himself, he gets all the cool lines and the cool stunts. After surviving that accident, it makes sense that he would feel ready to tackle risky scenes, such as kicking James Bond Daniel Craig in the groin. Ouch. Number 6. He's a multilingual homebody and a passionate sports aficionado. Mikkelsen, who also speaks Swedish, German, Russian, and French, married choreographer Hannah Jacobsen in 2000, after they had been together for more than 13 years. They have 2 children, Viola, born in 1992, and Carl, born in 1997, and it looks like Mads is a very happy family man. He usually refuses to play the Filmland game, and he even brings his wife and kids when he's shooting scenes around the world. As his background makes clear, Mikkelsen also loves sports. In fact, he has said that he could easily take 3 years off and just go biking or playing tennis and football as a defender or goalkeeper. Despite that, he's also a passionate homebody. In his spare time, he loves sitting on his bench at home in Copenhagen or at his residence on the Spanish island of Majorca, looking at nothing as a respite from his busy professional life. Of course, we would love staying at home too if we worked as a globe-trotting Hollywood star. Number 5. He walked out of an audition for Fantastic Four, Rubber Arms. To this day, Marvel's Fantastic Four is still one of the cinematic universe's most hard-to-sell franchises. All 3 films based on the comic book had a lukewarm reception at best. Therefore, it looks like Mikkelsen dodged a bullet when he auditioned for the role of Mr. Fantastic in the 2005 film. Most of it had to do with the way the audition went. To assess what the often voted sexiest man in Danish polls would look like as the rubber man, he was told to say his lines and pretend to grab a cup of coffee on the other side of the room with his elastic arms. It didn't take long till Mads walked out of the trial, unwilling to stretch his acting skills and rubber arms that far. Number 4. He's not a method actor. Too pretentious, confusing, and boring. Method acting is still one of the most well-reputed and talked about techniques both in and outside of Hollywood. As represented by legends like Dustin Hoffman and Daniel Day-Lewis, it implies losing oneself so far into the character that the actor starts thinking just like him. When it comes to Mikkelsen though, method acting is out of the question. He has admitted that he finds the system a bit pretentious. He considers his job to say the lines as they were written, as well as getting in and out of character quickly. To him, bringing his character home would confuse the hell out of his family. We have to give him that, at the very least. Part of his disdain for method acting comes from the way it makes his job boring. In his role for Coco Chanel and Igor Stravinsky, he had to learn to play the piano as well as some French and Russian, which made him feel like he was at school. As the professional he is, he still did it, but we don't blame him for thinking his role in Another Round was much more fun. Number 3. He ad-libbed a lot of his lines in Star Wars Rogue One for a reason. In line with his atypical acting techniques by Hollywood standards, Mikkelsen was actually one of the few actors from the Star Wars franchise who got to make up some of his own dialogue as he went along. Improvisation is unusual in the sci-fi fantasy saga, but it made sense within the context of his role in Rogue One, the first installment of the Star Wars anthology series. As Rebel Jin's father, Galen Erso, Mikkelsen had to play opposite his co-stars Dolly and Bo Gadson, who performed as the 4- and 8-year-old versions of his on-screen daughter. Understandably, children aren't as well prepared to recite their lines without stiffening up. In order to give some authenticity to his scenes, Mikkelsen was allowed to improvise. As an experienced actor, he managed to make the young actresses feel comfortable and bring out their talent. That makes him both a great actor and a kind of Star Wars screenwriter, in a way. Number 2. He didn't know who Rihanna was when she called him for a music video. Mikkelsen's lack of familiarity with show business extends to pop music and celebrity culture as well. That's why, when Rihanna asked him to star in her music video for Bitch Better Have My Money, he had no idea who was calling him. As revealed in an interview, his children went crazy over the fact that their dad would be in the music video for one of the world-famous Barbadian singer's most well-known hits. Admittedly, they were also amazed that Mads didn't know what was being offered to him and threatened to kill him if he didn't take the role. Looks like Mikkelsen has raised his kids right for solid business advice. Number 1. A dancer who loves West Side Story, Spielberg, and a Puerto Rican remake. Remember when we said Mikkelsen was trained as a professional dancer? If you've seen the last scene in Thomas Vinterberg's black comedy drama film Another Round, you've probably noticed as well. As it turns out, Mads' appearance in musical stage productions gave him an intense passion for one of the best-known musicals of all time. When he received the Honorary Heart of Sarajevo Prize, he created an imaginary event inspired by his own career. The video included references to Rogue One and Hannibal, to Rihanna, and to Scorsese and Coppola films. It also featured a snippet of West Side Story. He had worked as a dancer at one of the stage productions of the musical, but he confessed that he would love to star in a remake featuring actual Puerto Ricans. Of course, Mikkelsen lost his chance of appearing in Spielberg's remake, but it would have looked pretty weird to have a Danish Bond villain as one of the Jets. We'll just have to settle for watching the end of Another Round again. That was our countdown to the top 8 things you didn't know about Le Chiffre, aka Mads Mikkelsen. Have we maybe missed something important? If you think so, don't be shy and leave a comment in the section below. While you're at it, make sure you like this video and click on the subscribe button to show your support for the channel. Remember to hit the bell icon too, and you'll get a notification every time there's new content available for you. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!